Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Angelfish and this is a special video because we are celebrating Finding Nemo's 20th anniversary with a little bit of a collection overview. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but the 20th anniversary is a perfect excuse for me to finally do it. And now I mainly collect Finding Nemo plushies. Very few times have I found any of like the plastic toy merchandise for a good price, and very few of it is actually appealing to me. The plushies are where it's at, although I will say I do have up here on my desk, and everyone be prepared to get your laughs out about it because I think it's funny that I own them too, but I've had them since I was a kid, since they originally released. I think I was in middle school, 2014. I have the Finding Nemo Funko Pops of Nemo and Dory that came out in 2014. I know, laugh it up. Everyone thinks that these are like some of the worst Funko Pops to ever exist. I think they're okay. They're not the worst thing ever. They're kind of cute. But also, I find anglerfish to be adorable, so I really don't get to speak. But yeah, we're just gonna go right in with it, and we're actually gonna cover some early Finding Nemo merchandise in this video. If I can find where on my desk I put the Nemo for this. Hold on. Jump scare, except not jump scare. I did find him. I think these guys are cute. But these are the original Applause by Russ Berry Finding Nemo mini beanbag plushies. And now I am missing the rest of the set that released alongside these guys. It's a set of, I believe, 5 or 6 characters. Let's see. Nemo, Dory, Bubbles, Gil, Peach, Squirt. Yeah, it's a set of 6 that they released in this size. And then there were bigger versions of Squirt, Nemo, Dory, and Gil. But I do have Nemo and Dory new with tag. I bought them last year off of eBay for $5, which is kind of insane. And they came to me from somebody's private little display case, and I'm so happy to have them. I'm pretty sure whoever sold them to me must have owned a restaurant because they smelled like barbecue when they first got here, which is kind of funny. It's like, oh, they must have been at a family-owned restaurant now that I think about it, because that's the only explanation for the barbecue smell. And it smelled like really good barbecue. But I did, like, give them a gentle wash. Not, like, submerging them in water, but, like, pat down with washcloth and, like, spray with a little bit of perfume. And they don't smell like barbecue anymore, obviously. Yeah, no, they just smell like perfume now. But, these are some of the earliest pieces of Finding Nemo merchandise that came out around the movie's release in 2003. These guys are officially 20 years old! Happy 20th birthday, Nemo and Dory! I do have my childhood Dory and my childhood Bubbles from this set as well, and just, again, prepare to laugh it up, because these two that I'm about to show you are very well loved. I have had them since 2003. They went through a lot with me as a toddler. Now this is really a jump scare, because this is a pristine, perfect Dory. This is a Dory that has been loved thoroughly by a child, and she's a little silly looking now. The cellophane fins have absolutely lost their sparkle for the most part. Like, they're peeling and stuff. There's just, she's well loved. Look at her eyes. Child me tried to replace what rubbed off with Sharpie. That was a terrible decision past me. What were you thinking? And Bubbles isn't any... Well, Bubbles was handled a little better. Except not really, because Child Me cut out the part of his fin that actually is the fin. I don't know why that happened. Don't know. I don't have the answers. I did it so long ago, I don't even remember. But those are some of the earliest pieces of Finding Nemo merchandise that I have in my collection in terms of, like, release timeline. And then I have some of the 2003 Disney Store stuff. We have Crush, the original hand puppet of him. My hand doesn't fit in him anymore because he's supposed to be sized for a small child, but we do have him. And then I have the Hasbro talking Dory, except, she was also well loved, so she's missing stuff. Her eyes are not correct because they were redrawn with a Sharpie, it looks like, too. Not good for her eyes, but, there's nothing I can do about that. We have... When was this guy released? Looking at his tag. Disney Pixar. Release. I'm gonna assume this was in the early 2000s, but this is an early 2000s style Squirt from the Disney Store. We have Bruce, also from the Disney Store. They released him in a few different sizes. And I do have Anchor as well. There was no Chum in this size. I believe Chum was only released as a hand puppet in the Disney Store. I don't have him. I don't know if I'll ever find him. There's characters that have plushies that I don't think I'll ever be able to find. Like, most of the Tank Gang had plushies out in the early 2000s, and I do not have any of them. I don't have Gil. I don't have Deb. I don't have Bloat. I don't have Gurgle. And Gurgle's going to be a pain in the ass to get a hold of because I want him. But he only exists as one Disney on Ice plushie. Not even from the Disney Store. From Disney on Ice. That's when they released Gurgle as a plushie. And I don't have him. So, probably never going to happen. Next, we have this big Nemo who sits at the foot of my bed because I love him and I've had him forever. And he's huge. He's massive. He's baby-sized. He literally is the size of a newborn baby. And that's why I love him. Because I can just hold him. Cherish the Nemo. We have, from the 2010s, Nemo's friend Sheldon. Finally, a Sheldon plushie that's cute. There were Nemo's friend plushies from the early 2000s, but some of them were a little creepy. Particularly the Sheldon one. You can find plenty of images of him on Google. He is absolutely terrifying. From 2016, we have the Dory Beanie Baby. Absolutely adorable. There was a Nemo, but I never got it because I didn't want it. We have this Disney Park Squirt from 2019. This was when this style came out, and I believe it's currently still available at the Disney parks. We have a smaller version of the giant Nemo. Not much to say. It's a plushie that they have phased out, I believe. And this is the older style of Disney Parks keychain for Nemo. The newer one looks a little bit more like the Disney Wishable, which I'll show you in a second. But this guy resembles the previous two Nemo plushies that I've shown from the Disney Store. Just except for color and size, obviously. But, having velvet fins is consistent with a lot of Nemo plushies. Now here's the Wishable Nemo from 2019. I love him to bits. He's so cute, so squishy. I'm sad that they never made a sequel series to the Submarine Voyage one before Wishables got canceled. I would so love for them to do another Submarine Voyage, or even just the Seas with Nemo and Friends one. Like, just a set of 5. And I already know who they could do. They could do Gil from the Tank Gang, the Anglerfish, because he always gets left out of merch. And yes, I said he. I know anglerfish are technically all female, but Disney refers to their Finding Nemo anglerfish with he, him pronouns, therefore that anglerfish is trans in my eyes. Be it unintentional or not, we will refer to that anglerfish with he, him pronouns, because that's how Disney does it. But yeah, the anglerfish would be another cute one for them to do. The anglerfish doesn't have any merchandise except for a Nemo on Ice toy that I had at one point, and I don't know what happened to it. Obviously, they could do Mr. Ray, and then Marlin, and there's another one they could do. They could do Squirt the Turtle, and that would be a complete set of 5. But I do have some of the other Nemo Wishables. I have 2 others, because I have Dory, that released from that set in 2019. I love her to bits. People have asked me to trade her with them a lot on Twitter, and I just, no, that's not happening. I'm not going to part with Dory. Please take no for an answer. And it's also, like, kind of insulting to me, too, because they will always offer a wishable that is nowhere near equal to Dory in terms of sentimentality. Like, I've had people offer the Avatar wishables up in exchange for Dory, and I'm like, no, that is not equivalent. What, just because they're blue? Avatar is not worth salt to me, hang on. Sorry, I couldn't find Darla. I had to dig her out of wherever she fell off to. But here she is. She's the only other wishable from this set that I have, aside from Nemo and Dory. I'm just missing the submarine and Bruce, but I don't think I'm ever going to find them for a good price. Because Disney resellers are a special brand of evil. Say it with me, children. Disney resellers are a special brand of evil. And I will, like, I don't care who that insults in the comment sections below. If you price gouge like that, you are evil. Anyway, next up, super old Disney Store Dory. I don't remember what year she was released in. I just remember that I actually got her at Disneyland in the little, actually Adventureland gift shop is where they carried them. Because it was before the Finding Nemo ride actually came out and existed. I don't know where you would find Nemo merchandise after the ride. I believe it would be in Tomorrowland. But, you know, back before the 2007 Finding Nemo submarine voyage ride re-theme opened, Finding Nemo merchandise was available, I believe, in, like, one gift shop in California Adventure that had, like, the window display with Nemo and the shark. No, not Nemo and the shark, but, like, Marlin, Dory, and Bruce. And then there was this one gift shop in Adventureland that carries Indiana Jones merch now, but back then it also had Finding Nemo stuff. And that's where I got her. She's been in my collection for quite some time. And then at at Disney World at Epcot in the Seas with Nemo and Friends several years later, like 2012, I want to say, is where I got this Dory. Obviously, there is a little bit of a difference between them, but stylistically they're pretty similar. Although the tail is a lot more stuffed, the fin is a different color, the eyes are actually less intimidating, which I think is why they redesigned her. And then we have this giant Dory puppet from the Disney Store. You know, authentic, original, exclusive. They don't make them like this anymore. She used to talk. I took the batteries out, but she had a little button in here, and my hand actually does fit in this Dory puppet because she was actually decently sized for both adults and children compared to Crush. But yeah, look at her. She's just easier to puppet, I suppose. It's a shame that she's voiced by Ellen DeGeneres, you know, because Ellen turned out to be a garbage person, but that's beside the point. Next up, from the 2010s, we have Tad, Bubbles, and Peach. And those are the last 2010 Nemo plushies that I have, because, you know, I couldn't find Bloat, couldn't find Pearl. I believe they did release Mr. Ray around that time, but I did not get him, which was incredibly foolish of me, and I should have bought him when he re-released with Finding Dory. Speaking of which, this is the Nemo that released as part of the Finding Dory collection. He's absolutely adorable. Probably one of the better Nemo plushies to come from the Disney Store. I love him. I hope they re-release him in, like, you know, sparkly size for the 20th anniversary, but I don't know what the Disney Store has planned for the 20th. They don't have a page up for it yet. I don't know if they're going to have a page up for it. As far as I'm aware, the 20th anniversary for Finding Nemo in terms of merchandise is getting 2 Loungefly bags and I think a pin. And those are the only ones I can think of. Now next we move on to the Hallmark store, because they released a while back Nemo and Dory Itty Bitties. Absolutely adorable, you know. So cute, so small. Very round, very friend-shaped. Adorable. I love them. Nemo kind of looks like an Easter egg, but, you know, that's fine. He's very round. I believe these were in... Oh, it just says December 14. Yeah, December 2014. That's when these came out. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right, because the Monster High Itty Bitties came out around the same time as well. Which... I have the Frankie for that. Now, there are 2 other Itty Bitties that were released from the Finding Nemo universe, but these are from Finding Dory, so they're just here because I wanted to let you know they exist. We have Destiny and Hank. Now, they are not characters in Finding Nemo because they did not exist in 2003, so we will not count them. But, you know, they are around. And then there was also this mini Dory and Nemo key clip. I took the clip off, but they were like little buddy, and they were together. And Dory's ribbon actually came out of her head because it wasn't sewn in properly. So, yeah. And then I also, like, there was thread sewing her fins to her side, but I removed it because it didn't look great and it just made her look pretty bulky. And her fins deserved to be free like the big version. Now next we have the Tsum Tsum of Dory that was released without the little arm tag, and this was in Target stores and other places that carried the Tsum Tsums that were not the Disney Store ones. She was like 2017, I believe, 2016, 2017. Finding Dory was 2016, but she came out like a little bit later once that set actually released outside of the Disney Store. Speaking of which, we are going to segue into the Disney Tsum Tsums. Here's Nemo. Now, this was released for the Finding Dory set, and we're going to cover the Finding Dory set here anyways, just because I might as well. Even though, you know, it's not Finding Dory's anniversary. That came out in 2016. It's not special. But, but yeah, we got Nemo. This is the only Marlin that I have in my collection. That's funny. But Marlin really just did not get a lot of plush toys. I believe there was one for the Disney Store in 2016, and he's kind of scary looking if you look him up, but this guy's cute. Now, I don't have Crush. Somehow don't have Crush, or the Sea Otter that goes with this set. But I do have Mr. Ray, the only Mr. Ray plushie in my collection. Mr. Ray needs more merchandise. I love him. He's so cute. And the fact that he's got like actual, not felt cutout, but like actual 3D fabric fins is so nice. Like, he's just such a unique Tsum Tsum. And then he's got like the sublimation printing on him, which makes him feel a little interesting with age. Because the way that they used to do it on the Disney Store ones, with the specific Tsum Tsum fabric, the sublimation printing is more noticeable because it gives it a different texture, which if they use it with like different fabrics, it sometimes is not noticeable that it's printed, but with the Tsum Tsum fabric, it's always noticeable. This is from the Finding Nemo set. We have Deb, the only Deb that I have. There is a bigger Deb that was released for Disney on Ice, I believe. That's more around the size of the Disney Store plushies. She's got like silk screening for the white parts on her fins. Just a solid blue underbelly, very cute. Then the only Gil in my collection. He's a little funny looking. I like his face a lot. Willem Dafoe fish. Little does this guy know that Twitter was so deprived of everything during the pandemic. People were so deprived of human physical touch and connection that they got horny over Gil in 2020. I'm sure some of you don't remember that. It probably slipped your mind, but unfortunately, because Finding Nemo is one of my favorite movies and has always been a very constant part of my life, I heard about it. And I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, why are they making thirst traps of the fish? That is a thing that people did, and so I can't look at him without thinking about that now. I'm like, people had a crush on you, dude. That's crazy. You know, he's just a little guy. It's kind of funny. But like the bottom part of him is like weirdly shaped, because on the actual fish, this is not two separate fins. It's just one fin, but they broke it up into two so that he could sit properly and so that they could still include it. But that's Gil. You know, he's Gil. There was a Sheldon for the Finding Nemo collection as well. Adorable. There was also a Pearl. I do not have her because I could not find her. There was also a Squirt, a Nigel, and a Seagull, and a Darla, and I do not have those either. Now, also from the Finding Dory set, we have, of course, the regular Dory from the Disney Store that has the little arm tag, but that's several years in the future from Finding Nemo. And then, of course, you know, they're here too. They want to be included. We have Dory's new friends from the film, Hank, Destiny, Bailey. And then we have this Dory carrying case. They never did a Nemo one. They only did Dory. I wish they had done a Nemo one that had like the anglerfish and maybe the sharks. That would be cool because they got left out of it. Oh wait, no, there was a Bruce Tsum Tsum for the Finding Nemo set, but I don't have him. And then inside there's Baby Dory, Jenny, Charlie, and Destiny. And that is everything that I have for you all today. I hope this has been a fun video for those of you who like these sort of things. And just, it's been fun to look at all of the Finding Nemo stuff that and some of the Finding Dory stuff that I've accrued over the past several years of my life, over the past 20 years. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, and happy anniversary to Finding Nemo.